Good morning.
Morning.
Se transcribió este mensaje. Espera un momento mientras aviso a quien te llamó.
Is this Mr. Ahmadi?
Yes, it is, Your Honor.
I believe we have the Farsi interpreter on the line as well. Good morning, ma'am.
Good morning.
Good
Sí,
mo-
necesito intérprete, por favor.
Yes, this is Shawa Terusai, Farsi interpreter. Can you hear me, Your Honor?
Yes, I can. Thank you. If anyone else on the line could please mute. We're going to do the Spanish matter right after this, but we're going to start with the Farsi matter. Okay, so Mr. Ahmadi, sir, could you please tell me your name?
میگه لطفا نامتان بگوین.
عبدالعظیم احمدی.
عبدالحکیم احمدی.
لا عبدالعظیم
عبدالعظیم حکیمی.
احمدی.
Okay. Abdulhazim Ahmadi.
All right. Good morning, Mr. Ahmadi. This is your initial appearance. You have been charged.
میگه
Go ahead. I'm sorry.
صبحتان بخیر و شما جرمی که کردین چیزی که از گناهتان.
You have been charged with 5 counts of disorderly conduct fighting alleged to be acts of domestic violence.
میگه که شما با 5 گناه چی که جنگ فامیلی بوده و 5 تا از او گناهکار هستین.
Sir, you do have the right to remain silent. Anything you say about this case could be used against you.
میگه که شما در همه مراحل میتونین که خاموش باشین و هیچ چیزی نگوین، برای که اگر چیزی گفتین او رو ما میتونیم که بر ضد شما استفاده کنیم.
The court has reviewed the information from pretrial services, which shows that you are pending in 4 other domestic violence cases.
میگه که آله ما ایره کلگی دوسیه تانه چی کردیم، ریویو کردیم، خواندیم، دیدیم و پیش از این 4 تا جرم دیگه جنگ فامیلی داشتیم.
And because of that and the other information from pretrial, the court is going to hold you on a $2,500 cash only bond.
میگه که چیزی که از اینا فعلا برای که امو گناه دیگر دارین و این است ما $2,500 پیسه کش میمانیم که به ضمانت بانی که برای در غیر از او باید در بندی خانه باشید. ضمانتتان $2,500 کش است.
I'm appointing the city public defender to represent you, sir.
میگه که من وکیل پابلیک دفندر چی میکنم که براتون وکیل باشه و از شما دفاع کنم.
Your next hearing is going to be a video review, and that's going to be on February 11th at 1:30 in the afternoon in front of Judge Million.
میگه که چیزی که هست که برای تاریخ دیگه که براتون میتیم برای 11 فوریه ساعت 1 بجه چیز و اون با ویدیو میباشه.
The court is additionally ordering that you possess or consume no alcoholic beverages or illegal drugs.
میگه چیزی که هست که براتون میگیم که به هیچ صورت نمیتونین که کدام مواد مخدر یا الکل یا اسلحه یا چیز داشته باشین، پیشتان باشه.
You commit no acts of domestic violence. You possess no firearms or weapons.
میگه که دیگه کدام جنگ فامیلی نداشته باشین و نمیتونین که هیچ اسلحه داشته باشین.
That you have no contact of any kind with the victims.
میگه به هیچ صورت امرای او کسی که امرایشان جنگ داشتین نمیتونین امرای از اون نفر به تماس شوین.
This includes Pima Ahmadi, Shanaz Ahmadi, Nelafar Ahmadi, and the minor children.
میگه که این نیلوفر احمدی. Your Honor, could you read the other 2 names for me,
Yes,
please?
Yes, it's Shanaz Ahmadi
شهناز احمدی
and Nelafar Ahmadi.
و نیلوفر احمدی و دیگه اولادای خودتان.
and you may not go back to the victim's residence or the incident location.
و شما نمیتونین که خانه از او برین و یا جایی که این واقعه رخ داد اونجا برین و هیچ صورت نمیتونین که این دو جای برین.
This is also the time set for your arraignment, sir. I'm going to enter pleas of not guilty on your behalf for all of these charges.
میگه که من آله وقتی عزیز که چی میکنم اینا و این وضع شما میگم که شما میگین من مقصر نیستم.
You are presumed innocent of this.
میگه شما بیگناه حساب میشین.
If you post your bond and you are out of custody and you do not come back to your court dates in the future, trial could go forward in your absence.
میگه چیزی که هست که اینا اگر شما ضمانت $2,500 ماندین و از بندیخانه برآمدین و اگر روزی که شما باید در محکمه حاضر باشین حاضر نبودین، او وقت ما شما را میتونیم که به پلیس بگوییم که دستگیرتان کنند.
And if you could not be sentenced after that trial within 90 days, if you were convicted, you could lose your right to appeal the conviction.
میگه اگر امون روز نامدین و او روز شما را مقصر شناختن اینا، شما بعد از اون 90 روز وقت دارین که بگوین که چرا این دوسیه چی نشه. اگر نی در غیر از او بعد از 90 روز او وقت دیگه نداره.
Do you understand?
اینا را همه گیر فهمیدین؟
درست اینا را مرا فهمیدیم. اینالی امید زمانت که ما چه رقم میپردازیم. ما موتر داریم، موتر خود به زمانت اما باند چه رقم تحویل کنیم که ما برای پشت کارهای خود بگردیم، غیر حاضر از وظیفه‌های خود نشیم که ما کارم میکنیم.
I wanted to know how do I do this to put the bond on. I have a card that I would wanted to put my card for the bond and all that because I need to get out of court so I'll be able to get to work and be able to continue my duties.
So they may have more information on that at the jail. You can pay that bond at the jail.
میگه او را زیادتر معلومات اینا در مابین بندیخانه براتون میتن برشون بگوین اینا، ولی پیسه کش اونا میخواین. $2,500 پیسه نقد میخواین.
And they have a process that they can explain to you, and you can probably call a language line so that you can have that interpreted so you can have it explained to you in Farsi.
میگه که چیزی که هست که اینا شما او رو که در مابین بندیخانه برشون بگوین، اونا همگی مراحل براتون چی میتن و اگر به انگلیسی نمیفهمین اینا میتونن اونا که امرای مترجم فارسی زبان شما را تماس کنن، امرایتان گپ بزنن و همگی چیز براتون شرح بدن.
درست حالی ما خوب پولی چیزی پیسه نقد نداریم. همین موتره که ما به ضمانت در بان میشه یا نه؟
Your Honor, I don't have any cash at this point, but if I put my car for as a bond, is that going to work or not?
No, it's not, sir. It's a cash-only bond, so you're going to need to make arrangements.
میگه نه، به این صورت نمیشه، باید پیسه نقد باشه. $2,500 پیسه نقد باشه.
And one thing I want to check, sir, before we conclude your hearing is whether or not a Farsi interpreter is sufficient or whether or not you need a Dari interpreter.
Your Honor, I'm Dari interpreter and Farsi interpreter.
Oh, you are?
It's
Okay.
the same, yeah, it's the same language. It just some call it Farsi, some call it Dari.
Okay.
And he is from Afghanistan, so I've been having no problem with him.
Okay, very good. All right. I learned something today. Thank you for that.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Yeah, and
میگه که
go ahead.
به مترجم چی میخوایی که اگه کسی فارسی که من امرایتان گپ میزنم فارسی افغانی نیست و نمیفهمین، من برش گفتم نه، من فارسی افغانی امرش گپ میزنم و من خودم از افغانستان هستم و تا شما کدام مشکل نداشتین که نفهمین گپای مرا.
بالکل فهمیدم. ولی موتر ما کار نمیته در ضمانت.
No, I totally understand the interpreter. I don't have any problem understanding so my car will not work for my bond. Is that right?
So it depends if it is what card you're talking about. If you have cash in the bank and you use a debit card, that would probably work. If you're trying to put it in on a credit card, that would probably not work, but I'm not certain of the answer to that.
Your Honor, he wants to put his car, his vehicle,
Oh, it's car.
his car, yes.
That
That's a
probably
bond.
would not work, but the jail would have more information. So, sir, we need to conclude your hearing. If you're not able to post bond by the 11th, that's when your next court date is, and the court may be willing to change your bond to a cash or secured bond at that time.
میگه که نه شما باید پیسه نقد $2,500 بانین موترتان چی نمیشه ولی بازم موره امره کلگی دما بین بندیخانه گپ بزنین اگر آزاد شدین خوب اگر نشدین به 11 فبروری ساعت 1 بجه توسط ویدیو باز میبینیم.
Okay, thank you, sir. You are excused.
تشکر حال خلاص شدیم.
Thank you, Madam Interpreter. You are excused. Have a good day.
You too. Thank you, Your Honor.
And good morning, sir. Could you please tell me your name?
Luis Sanchez.
All right. Were you in need of an interpreter, or I think we may have a victim present on this case? Just a moment. Is that right? So I believe that we have a Spanish-speaking victim that is in need of the interpreter. Do we have the Spanish-speaking interpreter on the line?
Yes, Your Honor. This is Pedro Davis, court interpreter, ready and available.
Thank you very much. And is the victim present as well?
La víctima se encuentra en la línea. La víctima del caso del señor Sánchez. I asked if the victim in the case relating to Mr. Sanchez is present, Your Honor, and I've heard no response.
Okay, thank you. I see somebody's on the line, so I'm wondering if they may just need to unmute or something.
Is that the person identified as Clarissa Munoz?
No, it's the 724 number.
I see. Señora, estamos hablando del caso del señor Sánchez con el juez Hotchkiss. Si usted es la víctima del caso, por favor, quítese de silencio en su teléfono para comunicarse con el juez. Si me escucha, quítese de silencio en su teléfono. I identified the case and I said that the victim was present on the line, that she should take herself off mute function on her telephone, Your Honor, and I've heard no response. Do you have a name for the victim?
Just a moment.
Thank you.
So one thing that may work rather than trying to unmute, because that can be a little tricky, is if she hangs up and calls back, we can connect her back in and she will not be muted at that time. That may be easiest for her. And her name is Ms. Sanchez.
That's all. Señora, el juez le dice que siendo víctima usted tiene derecho de participar en la sesión, pero para facilitar la comunicación sería necesario que usted cuelgue, que se desconecte de la línea de conferencia para que el personal de la cárcel se comunique de nuevo con usted. Así es que haga favor de colgar y se comunican con usted por teléfono de nuevo. I've communicated as such to the victim, Your Honor.
Thank you. We'll give it just a moment, see if she logs off and then logs back. Okay, she just did log off, it appears. So I'd imagine she'll be calling back in momentarily.
Thank you. I could also call her directly on another line, Your Honor.
We may try that if she does not call back in the next couple minutes.
Thank you.
Yes, thank you for the option.
I can't. Oh.
So you don't have anywhere else. Ellen, not be a problem.
I mean, why can't I go back in? That there's no way I could do this.
I just try to work. So you stay somewhere else.
I don't have any place to stay.
Okay. Probably getting
Huh?
Probably getting
Bond.
Yeah.
What does that mean?
Judge that the conditions of release is not goes abandoned, right? Or you can be released.
So, you mean that someone has to pay something?
Right. That's what we're at about. But
What if I can't meet bond?
okay,
Really? How much is the bond?
we'll find out in a few minutes.
How long will I have to stay here?
So you can respond or you can get it changed.
Just a second. We're waiting for her to come back on, and we're also waiting to get her phone number. We may just try having Mr. Davis call her directly. We're running into some logistical issues. One moment. Mr. Davis, what's your number? I'm gonna take it down just because I don't want to put the victim's number out on the main line here. I don't know if you have like your office number or something I can take down.
Yes, Your Honor. I'm in one of our offices here, and the number is 520-724-9040.
9040. Okay, thank you. We're gonna call you right now and let you know what her number is. And then I think your option of calling directly is a good one. Thank you.
Thank you.
9040.
Your Honor, this is I'm attempting to accept the call and it's disconnected. I'll try again.
Okay, thank you.
This is the interpreter. Your Honor, the interpreter has a telephone number. I'm going to dial it now.
Okay, thank you again.
I'm sorry. You know. I don't want to be stuck here.
No one does.
Your Honor, the interpreter has the victim, Lilia Lopez de Sanchez, the defendant's mother, Mr. Sanchez's mother.
Great, thank you so
Bueno.
much for that. So good morning, Ms.
Thank you.
Sanchez.
Buenos días, señora Sánchez. Good morning.
All right, so we have Mr. Sanchez on the TV screen now, and I'm gonna start his hearing. We'll hear from you momentarily, okay, and what you'd like me to do.
¿Qué quisiera que haga yo? Espere.
Dígame.
Yes, would you ask me again, please? Your Honor, the victim asked, could you ask me again, please?
Oh, sure. So I'm gonna just start the hearing, ma'am, and I'll ask you what you'd like the court to know about whether or not Mr. Sanchez should stay in custody or be released momentarily.
Señora, vamos a iniciar la sesión en la sala el día de hoy y en un momento le preguntaré a usted que si qué desea que haga yo con el señor Sánchez, que si quiere que permanezca detenido o que salga bajo ciertas condiciones. Después se lo pregunto.
Mr. Sanchez, please tell me your name.
Señor Sánchez, dígame su nombre. Pregunta a él.
At the jail, Mr. Sanchez, please tell me your name.
Luis Sanchez.
Luis Sánchez, dice.
This is your initial appearance, sir. You've been arrested on a felony charge that alleges that you committed aggravated assault
Agresión con
and
agravantes
domestic violence.
de violencia doméstica.
It also, you have another charge that alleges that you committed
Otro caso
disorderly
dice
conduct fighting
dio alteración del orden
as an
público
act of domestic violence,
de violencia doméstica.
and that incident date is on October 10th of 2025.
10-2025.
You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say about this case can be used against you.
Esa era la suya.
You have the right to be represented by an attorney.
Tiene derecho a tener un abogado presente, le dice a él.
Oh, oh,
Espere.
intérprete, no pero de usted no.
Your Honor, just a second, please. She says she can hear you, but not the interpreter, so I'm going to try another function on this handset here.
Que me diga lo que está diciendo porque no.
Espere.
Las voces.
Espere. She's just getting both voices at the same time, Your Honor.
Okay.
Hold on, just a sec, please, Your Honor. Okay, Your Honor, we're back on track, and I'm going to tell her about what you told him about his charges now.
Okay, thank you.
Señora, el juez le dice al señor Sánchez que tiene acusación por delito mayor por violencia doméstica con agravantes y también tiene otro caso pendiente de alteración del orden público como consecuencia de violencia doméstica con fecha de octubre 10, 2025. Espere, por favor. Go ahead, Your Honor.
Thank you. Sir, I'm appointing the Pima County Public Defender to represent you.
Le voy a asignar al abogado de oficio del condado Pima para que se encargue de su defensa.
In order to prepare for this hearing, I review the information from pretrial services, the state's recommendation, and the interim complaint.
Y para preparar la audiencia de hoy, he ido la recomendación e indagaciones de la Agencia de Servicios Previos al Juicio, la recomendación de la Fiscalía y después de la Agencia de Servicios Previos al Juicio y la Defensa.
The state is recommending a $7,500 cash secured bond
La Fiscalía está recomendando que se deposite fianza de $7,500 para poder salir, ya sea con dinero en efectivo o garantizado con propiedad.
And let me hear from Ms. Sanchez, and then I will ask the state if there's anything else they'd like me to know after I speak with her.
Voy a pedir que la señora Sánchez me comente lo que quiera decirme y después hablaré con la Fiscalía. Señora, ¿qué recomienda? Go ahead, Your Honor.
Yeah, Ms. Sanchez, so let me know what you'd like me to know about whether or not you're okay with Mr. Sanchez being released, and anything else you'd like me to know about whether he can go back to the residence, things like that. I did see the input that you gave pretrial services.
Señora, ya vi la recomendación que usted dio a la Agencia de Servicios Previos al Juicio cuando entrevistaron por teléfono. Ahora quisiera saber usted qué quiere que haga yo con el caso de su hijo, si lo dejo salir de la cárcel, bajo cuáles condiciones, o si usted permite que él regrese al hogar de ustedes. ¿Qué quisiera comentarme usted, señora Sánchez, sobre su hijo y las condiciones de libertad? Sí, señora. So I am in agreement and I approve that he be allowed to return to my home, but I would just like the judge to be aware of the fact that he is ill, seriously ill, and has been receiving psychiatric and psychological treatment.
Thank you, ma'am, for that input. I appreciate that.
Agradezco su comentario.
Okay, and from the state, anything further beyond your recommendation?
Fiscalía, ¿qué recomienda aparte de la fianza de 7.500 en efectivo garantizado?
Your Honor, given the nature of this offense and the assault on the vulnerable victim in this case, I believe a bond is appropriate.
Pensamos que la fianza es lo propio.
If Your Honor, if in this case you're not inclined to hold Mr. Sanchez on a bond, we would be asking for a no contact order to return to the residence at this time.
Okay, thank you for that. And from the defense?
La defensa que me comenta.
Oh, yes, he's got on his PSA scores, he's got 2 1s. He has no prior felony arrests or convictions. He has no misdemeanor arrests or less, at least no misdemeanor domestic violence arrests.
Tiene acusaciones de relación.
His mother indicates that he's welcome to return. She wants contact. He does not object to his release from custody. It seems that there are some mental health issues that he needs treated.
Okay,
Asking for release to supervision of pretrial services.
okay, thank you, counsel.
Gracias, dice. Pues,
The court is going to impose a $2,500 cash secured bond.
ya sea en efectivo o garantizado por propiedad.
If that bond is posted, sir, you're going to be released to the supervision of pretrial services.
Una fianza para ese de ser vigilado, creado por ese servicio de juicio.
So please comply with any monitoring or treatment that they ask you to comply with.
Cualquier momento de como el o supervisión.
The court is also ordering that you possess no firearms or weapons.
Vivir la posesión de armas.
You commit no acts of domestic violence, and you consume no alcohol or illegal drugs. Additionally, the court orders that you have no contact with the alleged victim and that you do not go back to the alleged victim's residence. Do you understand, sir?
Señor.
Me?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. Do you have belongings at the residence that you would need to get?
Yes.
What I'm going to do is I'm going to check a box that says that you may return one time with a police escort to pick up your belongings.
Okay.
And there's a process for that. Just call South Tucson Police or another agency. They can have an officer go with you, okay?
Good.
Your preliminary hearing, your next court date is going to be a preliminary hearing. That's going to be on February 17th at 1:30 in the afternoon. Stay in contact with your attorney because they can talk with you about that more. If you do post that bond and you are out of custody, you must come back to court. If you do not do that, sir, a warrant will issue for your arrest. All right, thank you, sir. Yes, yes.
Would you agree to allowing telephonic contact between him and his mother? The alleged victim is his father.
Right.
So would you allow that kind of contact between him and his mother? So something else?
Yes, I'm fine with that, and I'm going to note that in the court's order right here.
Your Honor, you would also note what, please?
I'm going to note that the court is okay with telephonic contact with his mother. I'm going to put that in the minute entry.
Thank you.
Dice pues que sí van a anotar.
You can call your mom. You've got to with them telephonically only.
All right, thank you, sir. You're excused. And to the victim, thanks for being on the line. If you're still there, thank you.
Yeah.
All right.
Your Honor, may I ask a quick question?
Yes, of course. Of course.
Sí, claro. Yeah.
Hello.
Your Honor,
Yeah.
I have to tell you that my son has nowhere to go. He has no one he knows here in Tucson. It is just the three of us, myself, my husband, and my son, living together in our small apartment. So he has no contacts here, nowhere to go other than to our home.
Well, I'm sorry, ma'am. I've made up my mind. We can either stay at the jail, or you can, find another place outside of the jail.
Thank you, Your Honor.
You're welcome.
Thank you.
And the interpreter may be as well once you wrap the call.
Thank you.
Alrighty, sir. Good morning.
Good morning. How are you?
Good. How are you?
Decent. Thanks for asking.
You're welcome. So, sir, please tell me your name.
Savigny Avila.
All right, Mr. Avila. So this is a review hearing, and looks like you have, and I'm familiar a little bit with your felony matter. So just a moment here.
Savigny Avila.
So yes, you do have the other matter out of Pinal County, and so we're just tracking to see when your local matters wrap up, so that you can get shipped up there and that can be taken care of. So the court is going to set another review hearing, and that's going to be on March 5th, 1 month from today, 9 o'clock in the morning. If you're still getting things sorted out here on your local charges, then we'll pick another review hearing. But once things wrap up here, you'll be headed up to Pinal to deal with matters up there. Do you have any questions, sir?
Oh no, I kind of wanted to put an motion to modify my condition of release, but I probably wouldn't discuss that here, would I?
No, just talk with your attorney on your local charges, and then as it relates to, yeah. So I just talked with your attorney down here. It's a little bit of there's a logistical issue because you have the bond on it as it relates to the Pinal matter, and then probably a bond on the Pima County matter. But talk to your attorney; they can help you sort through that out. Okay.
Alrighty, thank you.
You're welcome. Have a good day. Morning, sir. How you doing?
I'm all right. How you doing?
Doing all right. Please tell me your name.
Chase Arthur Brewer, 21683.
Good to see you, Mr. Brewer. So we're here on a review hearing. You still have your local matters here in Pima County, so those are still getting sorted out. But you still have the Sierra Vista Justice Court matter. And so in light of that, we're going to set another review hearing for you to see whether or not you're capable of being shipped back there to resolve that. But that's going to wait until the local charges get wrapped up. So we're going to set another review hearing on March 5th, 9 o'clock in the morning, to see where things are at that time, sir. The bond's going to remain in place until then. Do you have any questions for me, sir?
Just two things.
Yeah,
well,
sure.
just a couple things real quick. It's been 3 months. I'm waiting to get bonded out. Is there any two things? Is there any way my lord now said he would take my case if they would appoint it to him? His name is Henry Jacobs. And also, can I get a bond reduction hearing on that? Because I can bond out on the Pima County, and it's just the one on the Cochise is a little high. So we've been waiting to see try to get that, but one's interfering with the other one. So if I could just maybe get a hearing to maybe,
So it's,
'cause, you know,
it's kind of it's a little bit of a chicken and the egg thing in the sense that the bond on the Sierra Vista case is a bond that originated out of Cochise County that is being honored by Pima County. So long story short, you could potentially get that bond addressed, but not till you're down there to address it. Like we can't do that from afar. So, you know, and that's something that your attorney, Mr. Jacobs, could potentially assist with if he's able to take, you know, be a part of the Cochise County case. But for now, there's not much I can do on that right now, but talk with Mr. Jacobs. He may be able to provide some assistance with that. Okay.
yes, sir.
All right. Have a good day, sir. Yeah, just I'm gonna release him on that mess.
Yes, sir.
Morning.
Good morning, Your Honor.
Please tell me your name.
David Michael Sutton.
All right, sir. Just a moment. Mr. Sutton, this is a review hearing for you. It looks like you have a matter alleging that you failed to appear out of Coconina County. And so
Yes, sir.
we set these review hearings as you know, it looks like you've had a couple of these already. So as you no doubt know by now, we set these review hearings just to basically keep tabs on when your local charges wrap up. And then once they wrap up, you would then be taken back to Coconino County up in Flag to have the charge addressed up there. So what we're going to do, sir, is that we're not at a point where the local charges have wrapped up yet. So we're going to set another review hearing, and that's going to be on March 5th, 9 o'clock in the morning, 1 month from today, to see where things are at as far as that's concerned. We're going to, the court's going to affirm the bond that's in place, sir. So I believe that covers it, sir. You're excused.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
You got it. Morning. Could you please tell me your name?
Morning, Star Mouse Balioni.
All right. So this is your initial appearance. I am seeing you on a charge of shoplifting that appears to have happened sometime in 2025. And you are presumed innocent of that charge, and you have the right to remain silent. Anything you say about it could be used against you. So it looks like you're being held on some other matters. And so just a moment. court, the amount on the warrant is $500 on this shoplifting matter. The court's going to affirm that amount. It's going to be a $500 bond on the matter out of Pima County Justice Court. We're going to set a hearing for tomorrow. It's going to be tomorrow at 1 o'clock in the afternoon. And you're going to be represented by an attorney. That attorney's name is Alexander Ball. And so his contact information is going to be on the paperwork that you get. So you'll be seen on this matter tomorrow. It might be possible to resolve it at that time if that's something that you want to do. You certainly have the absolute right to take it to trial, but tomorrow's hearing could potentially be a way to move this along if that is what your preference is. So in any event, the hearing is tomorrow at 1 o'clock in the afternoon. $500 cash secured bond. Alexander Ball is your attorney. One last thing I need to tell you before we wrap up is that you need to come back to court, because if you don't come back to court, if you were to post bond and get out of custody and you don't come back to court, then a warrant could issue for your arrest. Do you understand?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay, thank you. Have a good day.
All right, let's take it on this side. Now we're going to go backwards. That's it. All the time that it's supposed to be.
Good morning.
Good morning,
Tell me your name.
Constance Burnett.
All right, Ms. Burnett, this is your initial appearance. I'm seeing you on one charge that alleges that you committed disorderly conduct fighting, which is alleged to be an act of domestic violence. It's alleged to have happened yesterday. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say about this could be used against you. You're presumed innocent of this charge. I reviewed the information from pre-trial. It indicates that you're a low risk, have minimal, if not zero, criminal history. So for that reason, the court is going to release you with certain conditions. And so they are that you have no contact whatsoever with the alleged victim, and that you need to come back to court. Are you willing to follow those conditions, ma'am?
Yes,
Okay, so I'm just indicating on here, no contact with the alleged victim. And that is Kent Nierhoff.
correct.
And so let's see, just a moment. And so input couldn't be gotten from him as to whether or not he's okay with continued contact with you or return to the what I presume is a shared residence and so forth. So that's why I'm ordering what I'm ordering. So one of the things that I'm ordering is that you not return to the victim's residence. I'm presuming that's a shared residence. Do you have belongings there that you need to get, ma'am?
Yes, I do. I work remotely from home.
Okay.
So I need to get my computer systems and my clothing and
Yeah, no problem. That's completely understandable. So what I'm doing is I'm checking a box on here that says that you may return with a police escort to pick up your belongings. That's a fairly common process. So you would just have an officer go with you. You can get your belongings, and then that would take care of that. Okay, so your next court date is going to be on February 17th. That's a Tuesday, and it's going to be in Pima County Justice Court for an arraignment at 10:30 in the morning. You're going to get paperwork that says all this, so fear not. It will be all on paper for you, but the court is going to release you on your promise to appear. And so please come back to court for that court date, and then that takes care of it, ma'am. You'll be released in the next few hours.
all right. Your Honor, I was wondering if he does respond that I can return back,
Yes.
or he doesn't have a problem with that. So how would he contact the court?
Yeah,
or how?
that's a really good question. So if he's fine with that, then that's something that one of two things could happen. He could come to the arraignment, which is that next court date on the 17th. He could come to the arraignment on the 17th and let the judge know that. And then I would imagine the judge will make that switch right then and there. And if 12 days from now is longer than he'd like to have that condition addressed, he can file a motion in justice court to have the condition addressed sooner. However, that may not mean that it gets granted sooner. He can just ask to see if it's possible to have it dealt with sooner. The court may or may not set a sooner hearing than the 17th, okay?
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome, ma'am. Good luck to you. Have a good day.
Thank you.
Sanson?
Good morning.
Morning.
Please tell me your name. All right, just a moment, ma'am.
Sure.
All right, so this is your initial appearance. I'm seeing you on 4 charges, all of which are alleged to be acts of domestic violence, 1 count of criminal damage, 1 count of threatening and intimidating, 1 count of assault, and 1 count of disorderly conduct fighting. And so you're presumed innocent of all these charges, and you do have the right to remain silent. Anything you say about this case could be used against you. And so give me just a moment. So if I release you, ma'am, are you willing to follow certain conditions that I'm going to impose? And I could tell you about them. You don't have to answer that right now, but I just need to make sure that you will not have any contact with the alleged victim, not return to the alleged victim's residence. And I'm speaking about Troy Ballard.
Yes.
Okay. And so much the same as Miss Burnett, who we saw right before you, his input as to whether or not he's okay with having contact with you and you returning to the residence cannot be gotten before today's hearing. It wasn't able to be determined. So because of that, I'm ordering that you have no contact with him and that you not return to the residence. If it turns out that he is okay with contact and he's okay with you coming to the residence, that condition can be changed in the future by a judge. However, unless and until a judge changes that in the future, you got to have no contact with them and you can't go back to the residence. One other thing that I want to ask is that, do you have belongings at that residence? I'm assuming you do. Okay, in light of that, what I'm doing is I'm checking a box that says that you may return with a police escort to pick up your belongings. Fairly common process. So just to have an officer up in Marana or whatever the closest agency is go with you. You can get your belongings and then that'll take care of that, ma'am. Okay.
Yes.
All right, your next court date, because I'm releasing you, is going to be on February 18th. That's a Wednesday, 10 o'clock in the morning. It's going to be in Marana City Court. And so please come back to that court date. If you don't do that, a warrant could issue for your arrest. You're going to get paperwork that says all of this, ma'am. So you'll have that in your hand in a little bit here. Okay, you should be released in a couple hours also. Have a good day.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Mr. Miller? 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 No, we Miller. That's this.
You're more. Please tell me that.
It's about.
All right, Mr. Miller, this is your initial appearance. I'm seeing you on 3 charges, all of which are alleged to be acts of domestic violence, all of which are alleged to have happened on October 14th of 2025. The first count is criminal trespass in the first degree of a residential yard. The second is criminal damage, and the third is disorderly conduct fighting. You're presumed innocent of all of these charges, and you do have the right to remain silent. And so I'm looking at the information from pretrial. Looks like the alleged victim is your brother, Braden Miller. Do you live with your brother, or is that are you at different residences?
I live right next to him.
Okay. So I'm going to release you, ma'am, because the information from pretrial services suggests that you're a low risk of not coming back to court, a low risk to reoffend. So because of that, I am going to release you, ma'am. However, I'm ordering that you have no contact with the alleged victim and that you not go back to the alleged victim's residence. So if you live next door, you just got to stay next door, okay?
He comes over sometimes to my house since we have cleared it up with each other.
Okay.
So
to that, I would say that he shouldn't come over either, just because while this case is pending, it's best that you keep your distance. And to the extent that he wants the ability to come over to your home, where you'd like the ability for him to stop by from time to time, you can take that up with a judge at your next hearing. And your next hearing is going to be on the 12th, so 1 week from today. It's going to be at 8:30 in the morning in Green Valley Justice Court. You're going to get paperwork that says all of this. So that takes care of it for now. The important things: have no contact with the alleged victim, don't go to his residence, and then come back to court on the 12th. All right. All right. You're excused, ma'am. You'll be out of the jail a couple hours here. All right. Have a good day. You're welcome.
Nelson?
Good morning.
Morning.
Could you please tell me your name?
Jacqueline Nelson.
Right, one moment. Ms. Nelson, this is your initial appearance. I am seeing you on one charge that alleges that you committed disorderly conduct fighting, which is alleged to be an act of domestic violence. You're presumed innocent of that charge. Anything you say about it could be used against you. And additionally, you do have the right to remain silent. And so, let's see, I'm just reviewing the information from pretrial services. I am inclined to release you, but do you live at the same residence as Mr. Neerhoff?
No, that's my mom and his household.
Got it. Okay, so that makes this a little bit easier. So I am going to release you. The condition that I have that I'm going to impose is that you just have no contact with him and that you not go back to that residence. And part of that is because his position on the matter we couldn't get an answer to that before court this morning. So because I don't know, that's why I'm ordering that. If it turns out that he's okay with you having contact with him, great. That's something that the judge can change at your next court date. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So I'm going to release you. Your next court date is on the 17th. That's February 17th, 10:30 in the morning. And it's going to be in Pima County Justice Court. You're going to get paperwork that says all this. No contact with the alleged victim. Don't go to the victim's residence. And then come back to court. Because if you don't do that, ma'am, a warrant will issue for your arrest. Okay?
Okay, sir. I do have my dog is there at the residence right now. I need to pick him up when
Okay.
I'm released.
So what I'll do, that's a good question. Thank you for raising that. So what I'm going to do is I'm checking another box that says that you may return with a police escort to pick up your belongings. So it's totally fine for you to go back there and get the dog. You just need to have an officer go with you. And that's a fairly common process. So just contact an officer or a deputy with the sheriff's department or whatever the agency is that's out there in the part of town or the part of the county that you live in, probably the sheriff's department. Just have them go with you and it should be pretty straightforward and can be done this afternoon. Okay.
Okay, thank you, sir.
You got it. Have a good day.
You too.
Good morning, sir.
Morning.
Please tell me your name.
Vidal Rios.
All right, just a moment.
Your Honor, we're skipping Reed for right now.
Got it.
He's in housing.
Okay, thanks much. All right, so Mr. Rios, this is your initial appearance, sir. I am seeing you on charges that allege, let's see here, that you committed shoplifting. I've got a few files for you. We got one charge at a Pima County Justice Court that alleges that you committed shoplifting. That's alleged to have happened last night at 4600 East Valencia around 10:30 at night. All right, so you're presumed innocent of that charge, sir. You do have the right to remain silent. And additionally, you are presumed innocent. I think I said that. So in any event, I'm reviewing the information from pretrial services, which is not plentiful. It does look like you had been previously released to pretrial services on this matter or on a matter, and it didn't really take. So just a moment, sir. We're also going to talk about, I have 3 files for you out of Pima County, I'm sorry, Tucson City Court. We'll talk about that in a moment. So if I release you on this matter, sir, will you come back to court?
Yes, sir.
All right, really important that you do that because I think you're starting to learn a little bit what happens when you don't do that. All right, warrants issued for your arrest, the cycle continues, and things have a way of compounding themselves. So I am going to do that as it relates to the justice court matter. I'm going to release you on your promise to appear, sir. You may not go back to the incident location. That appears to be a Circle K at Swan and Valencia, so don't go back to that Circle K, please. And yeah, that covers it. Just you need to come back to court. Your next court date is going to be here an arraignment in front of, well, it's going to be in Justice Court on Tuesday, the 17th of February. So you're going to get paperwork that says all this, sir, and that takes care of that first case. Now we move on to the city court cases. And I'm seeing you on an allegation that you failed to appear on city court matters related to an allegation of theft, criminal trespass in the third degree, being under the age of 21 with liquor in body, refusing to give your true name, disorderly conduct. You're presumed innocent of all these charges as well. I'm going to give you one last chance, sir, to come back to court on these. And so, just a second. And so, to that end, sir, really important you come back to court at the next court date that I give you, because if you don't do that, then I can promise you that a warrant's going to issue for your arrest, and you're going to probably spend another night in the jail. All right. So what I'm doing is I'm setting a next hearing that's going to be it's going to be an arraignment. Well, I'm sorry, it's going to be a pretrial in Tucson City Court. That's going to be in front of Judge Hale. And so some of the conditions that I'm going to impose, sir, in light of you being released on that, is that you possess or consume no alcoholic beverages, and that you have no contact with any of the alleged victims, and you do not go back to any of the alleged incident locations. So, sir, as it relates to these city court matters, this is also the time set for your arraignment on all of them. I'm going to enter pleas of not guilty on your behalf, sir. As I said earlier, you're presumed innocent of these matters. One thing I need to tell you, though, is that if you don't come back to court for future court dates, then trial could go forward in your absence. And if you were convicted at that trial, couldn't be sentenced within 90 days of that conviction, you could lose the ability to appeal that conviction. Do you understand that, sir?
Yes, sir.
All right, very good. So you're going to get paperwork that has your next court dates and so forth. Hang on to it tight, because you need to come back to court, sir. All right. Good luck. You're excused.
Go on.
Yeah.
The 7th.
Good morning.
Morning.
Please tell me your name.
Zoe Steph.
Right, Ms. Steffen, this is your initial appearance. I'm seeing you on charges that allege that you committed assault and disorderly conduct, both of which are alleged to be acts of domestic violence. It appears it relates to an incident that happened last night about 9:20 in the evening at 1500 North Primrose. So you have the right to remain silent on all this stuff. And so just a moment. Okay, so if I release you on this matter, ma'am, are you able to have no contact with the victim, not go back to the victim's residence?
We share that residence, so.
Well, you're going to probably need to stay away because one of the things is that the information I've gotten as it relates to Mr. Schneider is that his opinion whether or not he was okay with you having contact with him could not be figured out before this hearing. So for the time being, I'm going to order that you have no contact with him, and that you not go back to that incident, the victim's residence. However, if you have belongings there that you need to get, that sort of thing, then you may go back one time with a police escort to get your items, okay? And if it turns out that he is okay with contact, then that's something a judge can adjust at a future court date. But for today's sake, that's the court's order. Do you understand that?
Yes.
Okay. So I am going to release you. Your next court date is going to be February 17th, 10:30 in the morning. It's going to be in Pima County Justice Court. You're going to get paperwork that has all this information, when it is, where you need to go, all that stuff. And so please come back to court, because if you don't do that, a warrant could issue for your arrest, ma'am. All right? You're excused.
Thank you.
You got it. You'll be out of the jail in a couple hours.
Mr. Bilo.
Good morning, sir. Good morning, sir. Could you please tell me your name?
Morning, Pedro Paloma.
Thank you, sir. This is your initial appearance. I'm seeing you on charges that allege that you committed criminal trespass in the first degree, disorderly conduct, criminal trespass in the third degree, and also possession of drug paraphernalia. So just a moment. Looks like at least two of those 2:20 in the morning at 2940 West Speedway. So that's probably like Speedway and Silver Bell area. And so you're presumed innocent of all these charges, sir. You do have the right to remain silent. You have the right to get an attorney if you want. I'm not going to hold you in custody though. So because of that, I'm not going to appoint one for you. Are you willing to possess or consume no alcoholic beverages, have no contact with the victims, and not return to the incident location? Because if you tell me you're willing to do that, and you actually do it, I'll release you today, sir.
Yes.
Okay. All right. So the court's ordering no alcoholic beverages or illegal drugs, no contact with the victim, no return to the incident location. You're going to be released on your promise to appear. Your next hearing is going to be on March 5th, 2 o'clock in the afternoon. That's going to be for a pre-trial in front of Judge Hale. You're going to get paperwork that says all this. And this is also the time set for your arraignment, sir, as to these charges. You are presumed innocent of these charges. I'm going to enter pleas of not guilty on your behalf. And it's important that you come back to future court dates, because if you do not do that, then a warrant could issue for your arrest, sir. Not only that, but also trial could go forward in your absence. And if trial did go forward in your absence, you could be convicted. And if you didn't show up within 90 days of that conviction, you could lose the ability to appeal that conviction, sir. Do you understand?
Yes.
All right, thank you, sir. You're excused.
Mr. Brian Clark.
Good morning, sir.
Morning.
Would you please tell me your name?
Brian Clark.
All right, Mr. Clark, this is your initial appearance, sir. I'm seeing you on charges that allege you committed criminal trespass in the third degree, and you also possess drug paraphernalia. It does also appear that you have a DOC hold, sir, so you're going to remain in custody regardless of the decision I make this morning. You're presumed innocent of all these charges, though. You do have the right to remain silent. And so I am going to appoint the city public defender to represent you, sir. I'm also going to order that you be held on a $500 cash secured bond. You're going to have a court date. It's going to be next week on the 13th, so next Friday at 1:45 in the afternoon. If you do post that bond, you get out of custody, sir. Actually, you're not going to get out of custody because of the hold, but let's say you do. You're going to be ordered to possess or consume no alcoholic beverages or illegal drugs. Your next hearing is going to be on February 5th at 1:45 in the afternoon in front of Judge Sir. So you'll be seen at that time, and that takes care of it. You're going to get paperwork that says this, sir. Have a good day.
Thank you. I have a Hello.
Good morning, sir.
Good morning.
Please tell me your name.
Miles Clark.
Clark, this is your initial appearance, sir. I'm seeing you on charges. One charge that alleged you committed assault, which is alleged to be an act of domestic violence, and you're presumed innocent of that charge. You do have the right to remain silent. And let's see here. Okay, so it looks like the victim, Ms. Trejo, indicates that she is going to be not going, she's not going to share a residence with you any longer. However, she's okay to have further contact with you, and that she does not object to your release from custody. So given that information and the other information from pretrial services, I am willing to go along with that, sir, but under certain conditions. And I'm going to release you, sir, under certain conditions. And that specifically includes that you possess or consume no alcoholic beverages, you commit no acts of domestic violence, and then you must come back to court, sir. Your next court date is going to be on March 10th, 1:30 in the afternoon, sir. Are you willing to do all that?
Yeah.
All right. This is also the time set for your arraignment. I'm going to enter pleas of not guilty on your behalf. And you need to come back, because not only could you get a warrant for your arrest if you don't, but trial could go forward in your absence. And if trial went forward in your absence and you were convicted at that trial and couldn't be sentenced within 90 days, you could lose the ability to appeal that conviction, sir. Do you understand?
Okay.
All right. You are good to go, sir. You'll be out of the jail in a couple hours here.
All right. Thank you.
You got it.
Oliver.
Good morning, sir.
Morning.
Please tell me your name.
Ronnie Taliban.
All right, just a moment. Mr. Tolliver, I'm seeing you on a handful of matters. Looks like we've got a variety of failures to appear that involve charges ranging from DUI to assault alleged, a couple counts of assault alleged to be acts of domestic violence, a couple counts of disorderly conduct alleged to be acts of domestic violence, and possession of drug paraphernalia. As to all this stuff, sir, you are presumed innocent, and anything you say about these matters could be used against you. I am going to appoint the city public defender to represent you, sir. And so I am also going to hold you on a $1,000 cash secured bond. And your next hearing is going to be in front of Judge Million, and that's going to be on the 11th. That's February 11th. Just a second. Actually, never mind. It's going to be a $2,500 cash or secured bond. So that is what Judge Million is asking for. So that is what I'm going to set. And this hearing is going to be at 1:30, and it's going to be next Wednesday, 1:30 on February 12th. So you'll see Judge Million at that time. If you post that bond, sir, you get out of custody. You're going to be ordered to possess or consume no alcoholic beverages, commit no acts of domestic violence, have no contact of any kind with the alleged victims. And just a moment. All right, sir, that takes care of it. You are excused. Actually, one last thing. So if you do bond out, sir, you got to come back to court, because if you don't do that, sir, you'll get another warrant for your arrest. Okay. Good luck to you, sir. There you go.
Ms. Ford?
Good morning.
Good morning.
Please tell me your name.
Janae Ward.
Ward, this is your initial appearance. I'm seeing you on a few different things. First of all, I'm seeing you on new charges. Well, I shouldn't say new charges, something that it appears that you may not have been seen on yet. And that alleges that you committed disorderly conduct, fighting, and assault, both of which are alleged to be acts of domestic violence. It's alleged to have happened on December 26th, 2025. I'm also seeing you on 4 failures to appear relating to different charges of assault and domestic violence related allegations and so forth. As to all of these matters, ma'am, you are presumed innocent. You do have the right to remain silent. Anything you say about them could be used against you. Just a moment. So I'm reviewing the information from pretrial services, which does reflect that you present as a 6 out of 6 on the failure to appear scale. So in light of that, the court is going to impose a $1,000 cash secured bond for you in this matter, ma'am. And your next court date is going to be in front of Judge Million. That's going to be next Wednesday, the 11th. And it's going to be at 1:30 in the afternoon. And additionally, if you post that bond and you get out of custody, you're going to be ordered to possess or consume no alcoholic beverages or illegal drugs, commit no acts of domestic violence. I'm appointing the city public defender to represent you, ma'am. And I believe that that takes care of it. So thank you, ma'am. You are excused.
Thank you.
Anybody got it?
Good morning.
Good morning.
Please tell me your name.
Rosalinda Vergara.
Ms. Vergara, this is your initial appearance. And I'm seeing you on 3 charges that allege that you committed endangering the life or health of a minor, aggravated assault, and child or vulnerable adult abuse, all of which are misdemeanors, but they're all alleged to be acts of domestic violence. You're presumed innocent of all of them. They're alleged to have happened on February 1st, so a few days ago. And you're presumed innocent of them. And you do have the right to remain silent if I haven't said that yet. And so as it relates to conditions of release, just a moment. So, ma'am, I am going to hold you on a $250 cash secured bond. It does appear that you are on misdemeanor probation for a separate domestic violence offense out of Tucson City Court. So that gives the court some concern. It's a $250 cash secured bond. Your next court date is going to be, just a moment. It's going to be in front of Judge Verena, and it's going to be on February 13th, so next Friday. It's going to be at 1:45 in the afternoon for a video review. If you're in custody, if you're out of custody, you got to come down to city court. You're going to be, if you do get out of custody, ma'am, you're ordered to commit no acts of domestic violence, possess or consume no alcoholic beverages or illegal drugs, and to have no contact of any kind with the alleged victim, who is the minor child whom the legal representative for is Jerry Hernandez. I am appointing the city public defender to represent you, ma'am.
Okay.
So please get in contact with him. You'll have information on how to do that. And one last thing for me, and then we will conclude. So this is also this time set for your arraignment. And so you are an enter pleas and not guilty on your behalf as it relates to these charges. And it's important that you come back to court. If you get out of custody, ma'am, you got to come back to court, because if you don't do that, a warrant could issue for your arrest. Not only that, but also trial could go forward in your absence. If you were convicted at that trial, could be sentenced within 90 days, and you could lose the ability to appeal that conviction. Okay. All right. Have a good day. Yes.
All right, Kyle, you can go that up.
Thank you.
Yes.
Good morning, sir.
Good morning,
Tell me your name.
Mr. McDonald.
All right, Mr. Cano, this is your initial appearance, sir. You've been arrested on charges that allege that you possess drug paraphernalia and that you committed shoplifting. One is a class 6 felony, one's a class 1 misdemeanor. And so you do have the right to remain silent. Anything you say about these matters could be used against you. I'm going to appoint an attorney to represent you, and that is going to be the Pima County. Just a second. It's going to be the public defender's officer is going to represent you. And in order to prepare for this hearing, I reviewed the interim complaint, the information from pretrial and the state's recommendation, which is that that I release you to the supervision of pretrial services and set what is called a steps court hearing. Mr. Kaler, anything further on that?
Nothing further, Your Honor.
All right, thank you. Ms. Rubin.
We'd be asking for the same thing.
Okay, very good. So that's what I'm going to do. I am going to release you to the supervision of pretrial services, sir. So please comply with any sort of monitoring or treatment that they ask you to comply with. And is Mr. Cano willing to waive time on the PH, Ms. Rubin?
Yes.
Okay, so we're going to set the preliminary hearing. It's going to be on March 22nd of 2026. That's March 22nd, 2026, 1:30 in the afternoon. So, Mr. Cano, it looks like you might be eligible for a program called STEPS, and it's a pretty good deal because it is a way for folks that could potentially benefit from some support as it relates to a possible substance abuse problem to get that support, and then also potentially earn a way to have the charges dismissed. So is that something that you're interested in hearing more about, sir?
Yes.
Okay, so very good. So what we're going to do is we're going to set a steps hearing, and that steps hearing is going to be 1 week from today. It's going to be on Thursday, February 12th, and it's going to be at 9 o'clock in the morning in Superior Court. That's going to be on the 3rd floor in front of Judge Miller. And after that hearing, learn a little bit more about it. If you want to take advantage of it and you're eligible for it, then you can do it at that time. Really important that you come back to that hearing, sir, because if you do not do that, you could lose the ability to participate in steps. Do you understand, sir?
Yes.
All right, I'm going to order that you possess or consume no alcoholic beverages, possess no firearms or weapons, and then that takes care of it, sir. You're going to be released today, but come back to court in a week and you'll learn more then, okay? Okay.
All right.
And your excuse, sir. Thank you.
Thank you.
Does he need a court date for the misdemeanor? No.
No, I don't think so. Just a moment. No, I don't have that. So I think it's incorporated into.
Thank you.
Thank you. All right, good morning, sir.
Morning.
Just tell me your name.
Mas Castillo Jr.
All right, Mr. Castillo, this is your initial appearance. I've seen you on a variety of things, some felony, some not felony. So let's start with a felony. And the new felony allegations, sir, alleged you possessed a narcotic drug, you possessed drug paraphernalia, and then I'm seeing you on at least 6, if not more, failure to appear warrants out of Tucson City Court. So as to all these matters, and the failures to appear relate to allegations of criminal trespass, possession of drug paraphernalia, theft, criminal trespass again, and more theft. So as to all this stuff, sir, you're presumed innocent. Anything you say about these matters could be used against you. You have the right to be represented by an attorney. As it relates to the felony matter, I'm going to appoint the Pima County legal defender to represent you, sir. Ms. Rubin, seated to your left, she's going to help you out this morning for the purpose of today's hearing. I did review the information from pretrial services, did review the state's recommendation, which is that I release you to pretrial services instead of smart court hearing, or a steps hearing, and then also the interim complaint. I will say, counsel, that I'm inclined to hold him at a minimum on the misdemeanors. So in light of that, Mr. Kaler, anything further from the state?
Your Honor, I understand the court's inclination given Mr. Castillo's failures to appear. In this case, Mr. Castillo does not have any felony priors. He may have the opportunity to engage in the STEPS program. We would be asking for release of pretrial services. That way, if he is released on the misdemeanors in the near future, he could engage with the STEPS program.
Okay, thank you for that. Ms. Rubin.
Yes. How much bond are you thinking of on the misdemeanors, and when would his court date be?
So good question. So the bond would probably be something in the neighborhood of $500 across all the cases, cash secured. And then his next court date on them would be on the 12th. So 1 week from today, 1:45 in the afternoon.
Okay, just a second.
Sure.
You're gonna be able to post that bond?
No, it's not.
500? No. I'd ask for $100 bond then, so that he will get to a steps hearing because he still may be eligible.
Yes, of course. And so that I'm willing to go along with that. I'm going to impose that $100 cash secured bond, sir. If you do post that bond, if you're able to do it and you get out of custody, you're going to be released to the supervision of pretrial services. So please comply with any monitoring or treatment that they ask you to comply with. I'm going to set your preliminary hearing. It's going to be on February 17th, 1:30 in the afternoon as to the felony. I'm not going to ask for a time waiver because you may be in custody, at least in the short term. And so some conditions, sir, are that you're going to be ordered to not consume any alcohol or illegal drugs, possession of firearms or weapons. Also, we've been talking a little bit about this steps hearing stuff. And so what that is, sir, is it's a program for folks that may potentially benefit from from some substance abuse treatment. And so it's something where if you're eligible for it and you complete what the program asks of you, sir, if you graduate the program, then the charges on this felony would be dismissed. Like you wouldn't even get indicted. So it's a pretty good deal. So is that something you're interested in learning more about, sir? Okay.
Yes.
Very good. Very good. Well,
The only reason I'm talking my last year is because I was in the hospital.
that's all right.
Okay.
I was in my right. Right lung.
It's okay. I understand things happen, sir. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to set a steps hearing. It's going to be 1 week from today on the 12th of February, 9 o'clock in the morning. It's going to be in front of Judge Miller. And so if you're out of custody, you need to come back to court And that's going to be Superior Court on the 3rd floor, Judge Miller, to see her on that steps hearing 1 week from today at 9 o'clock. If you're still in custody, you'll be brought to court for that hearing, and you can learn more about the program at that time. And if you want to take part in it, then you can take part in it. All right, so that takes care of all of that. Now we're going to move on to the misdemeanors. So I'm seeing you on, as I said, a variety of failure to appear warrants on those. On the city court matters, I am going to hold you on a $500 cash secured bond, sir. And so I'm going to set your next court date. It's going to be in front of Judge Blue. And it's going to be on the 12th of February, February 12th. And that's at 1:45 in the afternoon. So the same day as that steps hearing, but your hearing will be in the afternoon instead. I'm appointing the city public defender to represent you, sir, as to these matters.
Those misdemeanors were taken care of. I was in jail. I went to my court dates. My mom.
That's not what I see, sir. It looks like you do. I mean, there may have been other cases that were taken care of, but as to this one, as to these, they're still showing. So that's why I'm doing what I'm doing, sir. It's going to be a $500 cash secured bond across all of them. So it's one bond for all of your city court cases. And if you get out of custody, sir, again, possess no alcohol or illegal drugs. And this is also the time set for your arraignment on these matters, sir. So I'm going to enter pleas and not guilty on your behalf on all of these misdemeanor matters. You do have the right to remain silent. It's important that you come back to court if you get out of custody, because if you don't do that, not only could a warrant issue for your arrest, but trial could go forward in your absence on these matters. If you were convicted at that trial without being present and couldn't be sentenced within 90 days, then you can lose the ability to appeal those convictions. Do you understand, sir?
Yes, sir.
Thank you. You are excused.
Where you on?
Good morning. Could you please tell me your name?
Timothy Shimoleski.
All right, Shimoleski, just a moment. All right, so Mr. Shimoleski, I'm seeing you on a warrant at Maricopa County that alleges that you committed a fraudulent insurance claim, that you committed criminal damage and theft. The first two are class 5 felonies. The last one's a class 1 misdemeanor. It's alleged to have happened on March 30th of 2025. You're presumed innocent of all these matters, sir. You do have the right to remain silent as to all of them. And the court, let's see, just a moment. So it looks like the warrant that issued out of Maricopa County requests or lists a $10,000 bond amount. And so I am inclined to honor that request out of Maricopa County. Ms. Rubin, did you need to be heard further?
I would just point out that this is a direct indictment. So he has not been previously arrested on this. He has no prior felony criminal history, and on his PSA scores were 2 1s.
Okay, thank you. Given the bond amount on the warrant out of Maricopa County, the court is going to honor that bond amount. So that's a $10,000 bond that's going to be imposed. It's a cash secured bond, sir. And so we're going to set a review hearing for you. It's going to be 1 month from today on March 5th, 9 o'clock in the morning. And that's to ensure that Maricopa County has transported you back up the road to deal with a matter up there. And if they haven't done that by then we're going to have more to talk about. And that takes care of it, I believe. So if you do bond out on this, sir, it's really important that you get up to Maricopa County and get this resolved, because if you don't do that, a warrant will issue for your arrest again, okay?
Okay, I'm a little bit confused. This is my first time ever in trouble. I've only got a speeding ticket in my previous.
Right.
I don't know what's going on.
Right. And so I have relatively limited information as well, sir. What I do know is that Maricopa County has a warrant is issued for your arrest. It looks like you may have been indicted already on this matter at Maricopa County. I can't say that for certain though. And additionally, the request that on their warrant is $10,000. And so at what the information that's listed in the warrant document, this is something that you will get a copy of, is that you fled the scene of the indictment prior to police arrival. These are just allegations, sir, and I'm just the messenger. That you fled the scene of the indictment prior to police arrival, caused damage to the victim's property as a result of you fleeing. It appears that you reside outside of Maricopa County and a warrant is needed to secure your attendance and respond to the charges and prevent you from potentially causing additional damage in a flight attempt. So that is what Maricopa County is alleging. It's just words on paper, sir. You're presumed innocent of it. In any event, the court's going to impose that $10,000 bond, and that takes care of it, sir. You are excused.
Thank you, Your Honor.
You're welcome.
Mr. Clark?
Good morning, sir.
Morning.
Please tell me your name.
David Kloss.
Boss, this is your initial appearance, sir. I'm seeing you in a couple different matters. So, first thing I'm seeing you on is an allegation that you possessed a dangerous drug, and that's alleged to have happened back on September 21st, 2025. And then the more recent allegations involve a charge of theft of means of transportation and burglary in the third degree, which are alleged to have happened on February 2nd. As to all these matters, you are presumed innocent. And additionally, you do have the right to remain silent as it relates to these matters. I'm going to appoint an attorney, and that's going to be the Pima County Public Defender. They're going to represent you. Ms. Rubin, seated to your left, she's going to help you out for the purpose of today's sake. And I've reviewed the information from pretrial, the interim complaints, and the state's recommendations. Looks like the state is recommending a $10,000 bond as it relates to the newer of the two matters, specifically the theft of means allegation, and then the $1,000 bond in lieu of a no bond hearing as to the earlier of the two matters on that simple possession drug case. So anything further from you, Mr. Kaler?
Nothing further, Your Honor.
Well, thank you, Ms. Rubin.
Shouldn't he get a steps hearing on the possession case?
It looks like he should, yes, because it's a standalone charge. The other charges were brought in on the other interim. So the court is inclined to set that, but it does also look, for what it's worth. It appears that Mr. Kloss is on probation as it relates to the newer of the two cases. It looks like he may have been placed on probation on October 21st for 18 months. And so the court is inclined to hold him. The court is inclined to set a steps hearing as it relates to the simple possession case. And so in light of that, any recommendation as it relates to bond? And also, let me start with this first. Jail, is there a hold in place yet?
Not at this time, Your Honor.
Okay, thank you. Ms. Rubin.
So for the possession case, we'd ask for a nominal bond for time credit and the steps hearing.
Okay.
The other case, it appears that he does have a place to live, and he lives with his girlfriend. The only conviction he has is that case he's on probation for.
Okay, thank you very much. So as it relates to the simple possession case, the court is going to impose a $1,000 cash secured bond. If you post that bond, sir, you get out of custody. You're going to be supervised by pretrial services. Please comply with any monitoring or treatment that they ask you to comply with. You're going to be ordered to not consume any alcohol or illegal drugs, and possess no firearms or weapons. The public defender is your attorney. Your next court date's a preliminary hearing, February 17th, 1:30 in the afternoon. You also may be eligible for a program called STEPS. It's a pretty good deal in the sense that assuming that you're eligible for it and you complete some treatment as it relates to a possible substance abuse problem, and you complete the requirements that it asks for, then this entire case gets dismissed before you even get indicted. I mean that you are interested in that, sir. Is that something that you're interested in learning more about?
Yes.
Okay, so we're going to set a hearing. It's going to be 1 week from today. It's going to be on February 12th, 9 o'clock in the morning. It's going to be in front of Judge Miller on the 3rd floor at Superior Court. And so she'll talk to you more about the STEPS program, but it's really important that you come back for that hearing, sir, because if you do not do that, you could lose the ability to participate in the STEPS program. So that takes care, and you could also get a warrant for your arrest. That takes care of that one. Let's move on to the theft of means case. And on that one, again, the state is requesting a $10,000 bond. Ms. Rubin, your position on bond as it relates to that matter?
Same as I just said.
Okay, all right. So on that one, the court's going to impose a $5,000 cash secured bond. And you're going to be released to pretrial services if you pose that bond, sir. Additionally, the court's ordering that you have no contact with the alleged victim and that you not go back to the incident location. It looks to be a desert area, so it's a little vague, but don't go back to that area, please. These are all just allegations, though. All right, so additionally, consume no alcohol or illegal drugs, no firearms or weapons. Your next court date on that one's going to be a preliminary hearing again on February 17th, 1:30 in the afternoon. Thank you, sir. You're excused. Good morning.
Hi, good morning.
Please tell me your name.
Karima Cruz.
All right, Cruz, this is your initial appearance. And I'm seeing you on charges that allege that you possessed a dangerous drug and that you possess drug paraphernalia. You're presumed innocent of these 2 charges, and you do have the right to remain silent. You have the right to be represented by an attorney. Ms. Rubin, seated to your left, she's going to help you out for the purpose of today's hearing. I review the information from pretrial, the interim complaint, and the state's recommendation, which is released to pretrial services with the STEPS court hearing being set. Ms. Rubin, anything further as to that? Are you okay with release to pretrial and a STEPS hearing?
I'm okay with that.
All right. And so that's what the court is going to do, and willing to waive time on the preliminary hearing.
Yes.
Okay, so we're going to set a preliminary hearing. It's going to be on March 22nd at 1:30 in the afternoon. Ms. Cruz, you are going to be released today to the supervision of pretrial services, but I'm going to talk to you about a couple other things. Conditions of your release is that you consume no alcohol or illegal drugs, you possess no firearms or weapons. It does also appear that you may be eligible for a program called STEPS, which is a pretty good opportunity in the sense that it provides some support for folks that could use a little help as it relates to a substance abuse problem. And if you complete what the program asks of you and you graduate the program, then this entire case gets dismissed. No felonies, the whole thing goes away without you even being indicted. Is that something that you're interested in hearing more about, ma'am?
Yes.
Okay. So what we're going to do is we're going to set a STEPS court hearing. It's going to be 1 week from today. That's on February 12th at 9 o'clock in the morning. The hearing is going to be in Superior Court in front of Judge Miller. She's on the 3rd floor. So please come down next Thursday to attend that hearing. You'll learn more about the STEPS program at that time, have a chance to speak with an attorney and so forth. And if you're interested in doing the program, then you can sign up for it at that time. So in the meantime, ma'am, please be sure to come back to court. If you do not do that, a warrant could issue for your arrest, and you could lose the ability to participate in STEPS. Okay. All right. You're going to be you're excused. You're going to be out of the jail in a couple hours here, ma'am. All right.
Make sure you go to some court. Okay.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Good morning, sir.
Good morning.
Just tell me your name.
Dennis Pulilov.
All right, Mr. Pulilov, this is your initial appearance, sir. I'm seeing you on charges that you possessed a narcotic drug for sale, and you're presumed innocent of that charge, sir. You do have the right to remain silent. Anything you say about it could be used against you. You do have the right to be represented by an attorney. I'm going to appoint the Pima County Public Defender to represent you, sir. In order to prepare for this hearing, I have reviewed the information from pretrial services, the information in the interim complaint, and the state's recommendation, which is that I hold you on a $20,000 bond, cash secured. Anything further, Mr. Kaler?
Your Honor, given Mr. Fullylove's felony history and the nature of this case, we're requesting that bond.
Okay, thank you very much. Ms. Rubin?
Yes, Your Honor. He does have a criminal history, but his last probation, he completed it. Looks like successfully. There's no petitions.
He's working as a detailer and he's lived here for 17 years. So we'd ask that you consider release.
Okay, thank you. The court is going to impose a $5,000 cash secured bond. And so, Mr. Fully-Love, if you post that bond, you get out of custody, you are going to be supervised by pretrial services. So it's important. Did you comply with any monitoring or treatment that they ask you to comply with, sir? Court's also going to order that you possess or consume no alcohol or illegal drugs. You possess no firearms or weapons. The public defender is your attorney. Your next hearing is a preliminary hearing on February 17th, 1:30 in the afternoon. Really important that you stay in contact with your attorney and that you come back to any court dates in the future, because if you do not do that, sir, a warrant could issue for your arrest. Do you understand?
Yes, sir.
All right, thank you. You're excused.
Guerrero.
Good morning, sir.
Morning.
Just tell me your name.
Francisco Guerrero.
All right, Mr. Guerrero. All right, thank you. I'm seeing you on a few matters. The first are a couple new felony charges that allege that you possessed a dangerous drug, you possess drug paraphernalia. It's alleged to have happened yesterday on the 4th. Also seeing you on a new misdemeanor that alleges that you committed criminal trespass in the 3rd degree. I'm also seeing you on some failures to appear at a Tucson City Court relating to criminal trespass in the 1st degree, disorderly conduct, criminal damage, and then another criminal trespass charge. So as to all these matters, sir, you are presumed innocent. You do have the right to remain silent. Anything you say about him could be used against you. You do have the right to be represented by an attorney on the felony matter. As to that, I'm appointing the Pima County legal defender to represent you. Miss Rubin is seated next to you. She's going to help you out for the purpose of today's hearing. And in order to prepare for this hearing, I reviewed the information for pretrial services, the information from the state, which requests a $1,000 bond and the interim complaint. Anything further, Mr. Kaler?
Your Honor, given Mr. Guerrero's failures to appear and also that he has prior felony convictions and he was just recently completed community supervision for one of those, I believe a $1,000 bond is appropriate.
Thank you very much. Mr. Rubin.
Judge, we'd ask for steps hearing and, in addition, if you're gonna hold them on the misdemeanors, we'd ask for a nominal bond so it gets time carded. Otherwise, we would ask for release to retail services.
I'm going to hold them on the misdemeanors, probably a $500 bond
Okay.
there.
Okay.
And so,
It's able to post it by so. Are you able to post it by bond?
No.
Okay. We ask that you set a nominal bond on this, of about $100 so that we can, get time credit.
okay. The court is going to impose a $1,000 cash secured bond on the felony. If you post that bond, sir, you get out of custody, you're going to be released to the supervision of pretrial services. So please comply with any monitoring or treatment that they ask you to comply with. The court's also going to order that you possess no firearms or weapons, consume no alcohol or illegal drugs. Your next court date on the felony is going to be a preliminary hearing, February 17th, 1:30 in the afternoon. I'm also gonna, so one of the things, sir, is that it looks like you may be eligible for a program called STEPS. And so the thing about STEPS is it's a pretty good opportunity in the sense that if you're eligible for the program, sir, what would happen is you would agree to participate in some level of drug treatment. And if you successfully complete that drug treatment, then the case would be dismissed without you being indicted. Is that something that you're interested in hearing more about, sir?
Yes.
Okay. In light of that, we're going to set a STEPS court hearing. It's going to be 1 week from today on February 12th at 9 o'clock in the morning. And so if you're still in custody, you'll be brought to court for that hearing. But if you're out of custody by then, sir, then you need to come back to court 1 week from today on the 12th, because if you do not do that, you could lose the ability to participate in STEPS, and a warrant could also issue for your arrest, sir. Okay. So that takes care of the felony. Let's move on to the misdemeanors now. So on the misdemeanors, again, seeing you on allegations that you failed to appear in relation to a few different charges, criminal trespass and otherwise. And so on all of those, again, you're presumed innocent. And so on those, I'm going to hold you on a $500 cash secured bond. And I'm going to set your next court date. It's going to be a video review. And that's going to be on February 13th. So next Friday at 1:45 in the afternoon. going to be in front of Judge Bond. And if you do get out of custody on those, sir, then you're going to be ordered to not possess or consume any alcohol or illegal drugs, and appointing the city public defender to represent you. And that takes care of it. So actually, one last thing, sir. This is also the time set for your arraignment on the city court stuff.
Hey,
So-
sir, one more thing. I would
Yes,
like to say
yes.
something.
Yes, sir. Go for it.
There's people here trying to hurt me in this prison.
Okay, well, if you have, so sir, if you have concerns about other people in the jail that may potentially pose a threat to you, if you let the corrections officers know that, they may be able to have you marked as what's called a keep separate from them, so that they're able to address that in a way that keeps you safe in that facility, okay? And one last thing from me, sir, this is also the time set for your arraignment on the misdemeanor matters out of city court. So I'm entering pleas and not guilty on your behalf on all of them. And you need to come back to court if you get out of custody on these, because if you do not do that, sir, not only could you get a warrant, but trial could go forward in your absence. And if you were convicted at that trial and couldn't be sentenced within 90 days, then you could lose the ability to appeal that conviction. Okay, sir. That's it. Have a good day.
Yeah. Hello. All the way up. Yes. That's all right. I'm sorry. I was leaking. Next one. Yeah.
Good morning, sir.
Morning.
Could you please tell me your name?
There's Sean Nickchef.
All right, Mr. Nicochea, this is your initial appearance. I'm seeing you on new charges that allege that you possessed a narcotic drug, you possessed drug paraphernalia, alleged to happen yesterday. I'm also seeing you on 3 city court warrants alleging theft and 2 counts of criminal trespass. It looks like you may also be on release as it relates to a couple felony matters at a superior court. So in order to, and I should say, you have the right to remain silent as it relates to all this stuff. You're presumed innocent of everything that I just mentioned, and you have the right to be represented by an attorney. I'm going to appoint an attorney, and that is going to be the Pima County legal defender to represent you. And Ms. Rubin, seated to your left, she's going to help you out for the purpose of today's hearing. Review the information in the interim complaint, the information from pretrial, and the state's recommendation, which is a $2,500 bond in lieu of a no bond hearing being set. Anything further, Mr. Taylor?
Your Honor, I believe that Mr. Nicochea is in custody on other charges at this time, but we are requesting the 2,500.
All right. Thank you very much, Ms. Rubin.
Yes, we're asking that you set a steps hearing, and he is being held without bond, so we'd ask that you set a nominal bond, so it's getting time credit.
Okay, thank you very much. So as to the felony, the court is going to impose that $2,500 cash secured bond. And if you do get out of custody somehow, sir, you're going to be released to the supervision of pretrial services. Court's ordering that you not possess or consume any alcohol or illegal drugs, possess no firearms or weapons. Your next court date is going to be a preliminary hearing, February 17th, 1:30 in the afternoon. Looks like you may also be eligible for a program called STEP, sir. And so what that means is that if, assuming that you are eligible for the program and you complete what the program asks of you, which is basically to participate and complete some drug treatment, then the charges will be dismissed without you even being indicted, assuming that you're eligible for that program, sir. Is that something you'd like to hear more about?
Yes.
Okay, so we're going to set that hearing 1 week from today. It's on Thursday, the 12th, 9 o'clock in the morning. If you're in custody, then you'll be brought to court for that hearing. You can learn more about the program. If you're out of custody by then, you need to come back to court, because if you don't do that, sir, a warrant could issue for your arrest. And also you could lose the ability to participate in steps. Okay, so that takes care of the felony, sir. Let's move on to the city court stuff. And again, that alleges that you failed to appear on 3 different things. And so actually it's a few different things. So theft, shoplifting, disorderly conduct, actually no shoplifting, theft, disorderly conduct, criminal trespass, drug paraphernalia, et cetera, et cetera. So as to those matters, sir, you are going to be presumed innocent of those as well. As to that matter, I'm going to hold you on a bond of these matters, $500 cash secured. Your next court date is going to be on February 13th, next Friday. It's going to be for a video review at 1:45 in the afternoon in front of Judge Hale. And so if you get out of custody, sir, it's important that you come back. court on that. And also, beverages, illegal drugs, no contact of any kind with the alleged victims. I'm appointing the city public defender to represent you. And one last thing, sir, this is also the time set for your arraignment on the city court matters. I'm going to enter pleas and not guilty on your behalf. You need to come back to court, sir, because if you don't do that, not only could you get a warrant, but the trials could go forward in your absence. If you were convicted without you being there and could have been sentenced within 90 days, and you could lose the ability to appeal those convictions, sir. Do you understand? All right, you're excused. Thank you.
I'll take that.
Morning.
Good morning. Please tell me your name.
This is Daniel Sanriquez Jr.
Thank you. This is your initial appearance. I'm seeing you on charges that allege that you possess a dangerous drug and that you possess drug paraphernalia. So as to these matters, you are presumed innocent. Anything you say about these matters could be used against you. And you have the right to be represented by an attorney. I'm going to appoint the Pima County public defender to represent you. Ms. Rubin, seated to your left. She's going to help you out for the purpose of today's hearing. I haven't said this yet, but I'm also seeing you on 1, 2, 3, 4 city court failure to appear warrants, ranging from on offenses ranging from 2011 up to 2024. And so in order to prepare for this hearing, I review the information from pretrial services, the information in the interim complaint, and the state's recommendation, which is that I release you to pretrial services and set a steps court hearing. Counsel, I will say that I'm likely to hold Mr. Sanriquez at a minimum on the misdemeanor matters. So I don't know if that informs your bond position, but Mr. Kaler, anything further?
Your Honor, I understand the court's inclination based on the misdemeanor failures to appear. Mr. Sanriquez does have a felony history, though it is quite old. We would ask for a steps hearing to be set, and if the court is inclined to hold him a nominal, not.
Okay, thank you very much. Ms. Rubin.
If you're gonna hold them on the misdemeanors, we're asking for a nominal $100 bond.
Okay, that's what I'm going to do. It's going to be a $100 cash secured bond. As to the felony matter, if you post that bond, sir, you're going to be released to the supervision of pretrial services. So please comply with any monitoring or treatment that they ask you to comply with. You're also going to be ordered to possess no firearms or weapons, consume no alcohol or illegal drugs. Preliminary hearings February 17th, 1:30 in the afternoon, if I haven't said that yet. It also looks like you may be eligible for a program called STEPS. And so STEPS is a good deal, assuming that you're eligible for it, because what it means is that if you agree to participate in some treatment as it relates to a possible substance abuse problem, and you complete that treatment, then the charges, these felony charges, get dismissed against you. You don't even get indicted. So it's a pretty good opportunity, sir. Is that something that you're interested in learning more about?
Yes, sir.
Okay, very good. So we're going to set a hearing. It's going to be 1 week from today. It's a STEPS court hearing. It's going to be on Thursday, the 12th at 9 o'clock in the morning. If you're still in custody, you'll be seen in front of Judge Miller. You'll be brought to court and seen by Judge Miller on the 3rd floor of Superior Court. If you're out of custody at that time, sir, then you need to come back to court, because if you don't do that, a warrant could issue for arrest, and also you could lose the ability to participate in that program. So that takes care of the felonies. Let's move on to the misdemeanors. Okay, thank you. So I'm seeing you on a few different matters, most of which relate to failures to appear. And so as to these matters, I'm going to hold you on a $500 cash secured bond.
Certain cases are open.
Sir, if you post that bond, then you're going to order to possess or consume no alcoholic beverages or illegal drugs. And additionally, your next court date is going to be in front of Judge Maldonado. That's going to be a video review, and that's going to be on February 13th at 1:45 in the afternoon. So, and so basically, sir, you need to come back to that court date if you're out of custody, because if you don't do that, then a warrant will issue for your arrest. I'm also appointing the city public defender to represent you. This is also the time set for your arraignment. I'm going to enter pleas and not guilty on your behalf. important that you come back, not only because of the possibility of a warrant, but trial could go forward in your absence if you're not present for that trial. And if you were convicted in your absence, sir, and couldn't be sentenced within 90 days, and you would lose the ability to appeal that conviction. Do you understand, sir?
Yes.
All right, sir,
So,
you're excused.
I've been hospitalized due to my eye. I'm blind in my left eye. And I was hospitalized. So I hear it for
Okay, well,
record.
I'm sorry to hear that, sir. You're going to get paperwork that explains everything that I've just done. So please stay in contact with your attorneys. You've got an attorney on the city court cases and you've got an attorney on the felony cases. So they can help you navigate what's going on here, sir. Okay.
Yeah.
Have a good day.
Mr. Swanson?
Yes. Thank you. It's all right. Okay. Good morning, sir.
Morning.
Please tell me your name.
James Swanson.
All right. Mr. Swanson, this is your initial appearance, sir. Seen you on charges that allege that you possessed a dangerous drug for sale, you possessed a narcotic drug, and you possessed drug paraphernalia, all of which are alleged to happen yesterday. You do have the right to remain silent as it relates to all these allegations. Anything you say about the case could be used against you. You have the right to be represented by an attorney. I am going to appoint the Pima County Public Defender to represent you, sir. In order to prepare for this hearing, I reviewed the information for pretrial, the information in the interim complaint, and the state's recommendation, which is that I hold you on the $20,000 cash secured bond. Mr. Kaler, anything further, sir?
Your Honor, given the nature of the offense, the possession of several different drugs for sale, and also Mr. Swanson's extensive drug criminal conviction history, we are recommending the $20,000 bond.
All right, thank you very much. Ms. Rubin?
Yes, he's 70 years old. He's retired. He's been living in Tucson for most of his life. We'd ask that you consider those factors.
Okay, thank you very much. The court is going to hold Mr. Swanson on a $10,000 cash secured bond. And if you post that bond, sir, you get out of custody, you're going to be supervised by pretrial services. So please comply with any monitoring or treatment that they ask you to comply with. The court's also going to order that you possess no firearms or weapons, that you consume no alcohol or illegal drugs. Your next court date is going to be a preliminary hearing on February 17th, 1:30 in the afternoon. So please stay in contact with your attorney at the public defender's office. They can tell you more about that and what all's happening, sir. It's important that you come back to court because if you don't do that, a warrant could issue for your arrest, okay? All right, sir, you're excused. Thank you.
Thank you. Mr. Velarde?
Oh, all right, that's way too hard. Good morning, sir.
Good morning.
Please tell me your name.
Luis Velarde.
All right, so Mr. Velarde Esparza, this is your initial appearance. I'm seeing you on some new charges, and so just a moment here.
Can I say something?
Right now.
No, okay.
First, Ms. Rubin's there to help you out. She may tell you whether it's a good idea or not.
Okay.
All right, so I'm seeing you on charges, sir, that reflect that you were indicted on charges including possession of a narcotic drug for sale, possession of a dangerous drug for sale, and possession of drug paraphernalia. This is alleged to have taken place back in early December. Looks like you failed to appear for an arraignment out of that. Just a moment. Yes. And so I'm also seeing you on new charges that allege that you possessed a weapon while being a prohibited possessor, and that you also possessed a dangerous drug. Those new charges alleged to have happened yesterday. You do have the right to remain silent as to all these things. You are presumed innocent of them. I'm going to appoint the Pima County Public Defender to represent you, sir. In order to prepare for this hearing, I review the information in the interim, the information from pretrial, and the state's recommendation, which is that I hold you on a $10,000 bond pursuant to the warrant as to the 2025-6030 matter, and then also as to the newest matter that I hold you without bond pursuant to Article 2 of the Arizona Constitution, which says that If you're out on release for one felony offense, you commit a new felony offense. While that first one is pending, then the state may ask, and the law requires that you be held without bond. So, Mr. Kaler, anything further?
Your Honor, nothing further at this time.
Okay, thank you. And Miss Rubin.
Well, the state's entitled to ask for no bond, so, we have no argument.
Okay. So as to the failure to appear at the arraignment matter, so the earlier case, the court's gonna impose a $10,000 cash secured bond, which is the amount on the warrant. If you do get out of custody on that, sir, you're gonna be released to the supervision of pretrial services, so please comply with any monitoring or treatment that they ask you to comply with. You're gonna be ordered to not possess any firearms or weapons, possess no alcohol or illegal drugs. Again, the public defender is gonna represent you, sir. Your next court date on that one's going to be an arraignment 1 week from today. That's Thursday, February 12th, 1:30 in the afternoon. Okay, and then moving on to the other matter. The other matter, the court is going to order that you be held without bond, sir. You are entitled to what's called a no bond hearing to see, the state has to prove it effectively. For you to be held without bond long term, the state needs to prove that in fact you were on release when that happened. So we set a hearing so that they can attempt to do that if they want to. That's going to be on the 10th, which is Tuesday the 10th at 1:30 in the afternoon. It's going to be in Superior Court. On that matter, I'm ordering that you possess no firearms or weapons, you consume no alcohol or illegal drugs. Your preliminary hearings on February 17th at 1:30 in the afternoon. Please stay in contact with your attorney for that because it's just important to do it, especially with a no bond hearing coming up. And then also, if you do not come back to court, sir, for a future court date, then a warrant could issue for your arrest. Okay, you are excused, sir.
You'll get other paperwork.
Thanks for looking at us. When my warrants, COVID.
You'll have to talk to the lawyer about
Okay.
it. Okay.
Thank you. And Mr. Reed.
All right, good morning, sir.
Morning.
Just tell me your name.
Austin Reed.
Reed, sir, this is your initial appearance. I'm seeing you on 3 charges, all of which are alleged to be acts of domestic violence, 1 count of assault, 2 counts of disorderly conduct. You do have the right to remain silent as it relates to all of them. And just one thing, Mr. Kaler, you may sign off if you're still on. Ms. Rubin, this is a misdemeanor, so you're welcome to take off.
Yeah,
like
thanks.
very last.
Thank you, Judge. Have a good day.
You too. So, Mr. Reed, sir, as to all these matters, you are presumed innocent. And just a moment. So if I release you, sir, are you willing and able to have no contact with Maria Reed and Todd Reed?
Todd Reed as well.
Yes. So the reason why I say that is because the input from both of them or either of them cannot be determined before court. So usually what happens is pretrial services will reach out to them, ask them, hey, do you oppose them being released? Do you want them to stay in custody? Are you okay with them contacting you? All of these sorts of things. They weren't able to be contacted before this hearing, so we don't know what their position is on that. So because of that, if I'm going to release you from custody today, I'm going to order that you have no contact with them and that you not go back to their residence.
Yeah, I don't have any living situation I can go to right now.
Right. So, and that's something that the court could potentially change in the future. However, for today's sake, that's what the court's going to need to order. So one thing that can happen is a couple things. So first of all, I'm going to check on here that you can return with a police escort one time to pick up your belongings. So if there are things that you need to go there to get, you can do that, sir. You just need to do it with a deputy or some sort of law enforcement officer just to go with you. It's fairly common that happens. And then if let's say that they actually don't mind that you go back to the residence and that you have contact with them, it's entirely possible that they feel that way. I have no idea, but it's possible. Then the court should be able to change that condition at your next court date, which is on February 17th at 10:30 in the morning. So that's Tuesday the 17th at 10:30 in the morning. And if it's something where the issue is urgent to the point where you need to have it addressed sooner than the 17th, you can file a motion. It's pretty simple. You could just do a handwritten motion in justice court here downtown to try and get it on the calendar sooner, to have that condition addressed sooner. Do you understand all that, sir?
Yeah, would I be able to get some sort of document for that?
Yeah, yes, it has your next court date on it and so forth. So everything that I've told you today, except for the process of how to get a court date set, is going to be on the paperwork that you get. What is also going to be on the paperwork is the address for Justice Court. So it's at 240 North Stone downtown. So if you could literally walk in during normal business hours, and they should be able to help you out with that. They have a clerk window on the second floor. Just tell them, hey, I need to have a hearing set on this issue. And they can probably get something on the calendar before the 17th. Okay.
Okay.
All right. So you're going to get
So-
paperwork that says this, sir. Yeah. Other question? Go for it.
No, it's okay.
All right. So yeah. So I mean, you're going to have all that information, and if you want a sooner hearing, then it'll have the address on there and the phone number you can call. You may be able to do it over the phone. I doubt it. You're probably going to need to come down. You may be able to do it online. So if you call the phone number that's on here for Justice Court, then they may be able to help you without you making the trip in. That's another thing to consider. Okay.
Well, my concern is I have nowhere to go if I get released from here.
Right.
So I don't know what to do.
Right. And I'm sorry about that, but given that we don't know, just a second. One thing that I can't offer up, sir, is there is a place right outside the jail. It's called the Transition Center. It's a pretty helpful. Okay, and so what it is it's literally like a modular trailer that is right outside of the jail. So when you get released in a couple hours, stop by there, okay? Because the entire reason why it's there is to offer support for folks that are in your situation where you may be in a bind in the near future until you get this condition addressed. If you stop in there, they may be able to provide assistance with like short-term housing or something like that, just to get you to when the court date can be had to address this issue. So stop in there. They can help with these sort of things. That's what they're there for. Okay. So it's called the Transition Center. It's like a modular trailer outside. You can't miss it. In fact, I think right where you get released, there's even like a little bit of like a path that you can follow on the sidewalk that'll take you right to it. Okay.
Okay, I definitely need my glasses though. I can't see anything.
Are they in the jail's custody?
I have no idea. They told me it's in the unit or something.
Okay, yeah.
I asked for it several times.
Yeah, so they probably have a thing called prisoner property there. So when you get booked into jail, the clothes that you're wearing and the wallet that you had and all that, it's usually held in prisoner property. So once you get released from the jail, you get all of that stuff back. And so you should.
Sorry, my eyesight is so bad that I need assistance to walk there.
Okay, well then there's corrections officers that are hearing you say this, so they should be able to assist with that. And assuming that it's within the property, if you had it when you got to the jail, you'll have it when you leave the jail. Okay, so they should be able to help you, like physically help you find your way there, and also reunite you with it before you get released from the jail. Okay.
All right.
All right. Good luck to you, sir.
All right. Thank you.
There a document that was needed? Hold on. Stop right there. All right. All right, thank you, Your Honor.
Yep. Thanks, guys.